Coming up on this Wednesday morning edition of DITV, Iowa takes to Hubbard Park to pay their respects.
And later, we give you a special profile on the new dance marathon director.
We'll have an in-depth look at the Iowa tennis team, and our very own Mary Kate Harrion tries her best to survive a training session with a former Hawkeye.
The cold weather persists. Your forecast coming up.
And all that and more coming up.
Don't go anywhere. DITV starts right now.
Good morning and thank you for tuning in to DITV. I'm Lauren Varell.
And I'm Ethan Gutstein.
Last night, members of the UI Students for Rights gathered for a vigil remembering the Florida school shooting victims in Danforth Chapel at Hubbard Park. This comes only a day after a local schools took part in a walkout in the Iowa City area. Group President Rebecca Howard stated, quote, "I think vigils are a good place to express your thoughts and feelings on topics that are really sensitive for a lot of people," end quote. These are some of the many demonstrations taking place in light of the Florida mass shooting, which occurred a week ago today. For a more in-depth look, check out the front page of the Daily Iowan, where reporter Brooklyn Drazy goes into further detail.
Tuesday evening, the Florida State House rejected a statewide ban on AR-15 rifles. Survivors from the Stoneman Douglas High School swarmed the State House in hopes that legislators would tighten gun control laws after last week's shooting. Emotions were high as students were devastated to witness a vote of 36 to 71 not in favor of the ban on AR-15 rifles. High school junior Cheryl Aquaroli said in reaction to the final vote on the ban, quote, "It seemed almost heartless how they immediately pushed the button to say no," end quote.
Well, Dance Marathon 24 seems like it was just yesterday. Dance Marathon 25 is already underway. Last week, UI Dance Marathon named the new executive director, Charlie Ellis. DITV reporter Alexis Tansey got an exclusive look at the kickoff of Dance Marathon 25.
Dance Marathon 24 made history in more ways than one, starting the tradition of the first quarter wave at Kinnick Stadium,
Children's Hospital,
raising over $400,000 in just one day, and breaking $3 million on the final tote board. But the student organization is not slowing down.
We don't want to stop at 3 million, let's go to 3.5 million.
Dance Marathon 25 is already well underway. Executive Director Charlie Ellis has big plans for Dance Marathon's silver year.
Really take it to the next level with reaching out to student organizations and getting them involved in Dance Marathon, but not just asking, we need to give to them as well. So seeing what we can do for them all at the same time.
Only a sophomore, Ellis is young to be taking on the leading role of the UI's largest student organization.
I am young, so I do have a lot to learn.
But being young will not slow him down.
Here, I just kept seeing things that maybe I thought we could improve on or change or just make even that much better. I was like, no, this is definitely something that I want for DM25. It's our silver year and I want to make it as good as I possibly can.
Ellis and some of last year's leaders are currently working on picking the new executive council.
I've just been seeing the light just flash up in their eyes and seeing the potential that this year holds with all the passion that is just created around us.
Last year's executive director Alex Linden led Dance Marathon to the most successful year the organization has ever had.
He gave me large footsteps to fill, but I'm definitely ready to take on the challenge.
With only 344 days to go until the Dance Marathon 25 big event. Reporting from Iowa City, Alexis Tansey, DITV News.
Dance Marathon 25 is here. Let's get pumped.
Well, Lauren, it's really exciting to hear news of Dance Marathon 25 when the weather is just so cold and gloomy.
I know. I personally hope the sun comes out. I've been waiting for it all week. Let's go ahead and toss it over to Jacob Gunther in the weather studio with more.
Thanks, guys. Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Now, I wish I could say that it is going to warm up. It's going to warm up a little bit, but not a whole lot. So taking a look at your forecast here, we're going to see that there is Looks like we have a high of 33 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Moving into your night hours, temps are going to drop down slightly to a low of 23 degrees with cloudy skies. Taking a look at your 5-day forecast, Thursday we're looking at a high of 37 degrees and a low of 30 with cloudy skies. Friday we will be bringing in slightly warmer weather with a high of 43 degrees and a low of 23. Saturday we will see showers with a high of 41 and a low of 25. Sunday looking sunny with a high in the mid-40s and a low in the mid-20s. And we will start off next week with partly cloudy skies for your Monday with temps once again in the mid-40s and in the mid-20s. That's a wrap for today's weather. Ethan and Lauren, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Jacob. For the third year in a row, the University of Iowa has been chosen to host the Mandela Fellowship Program. This summer program, which began under former President Barack Obama, is designed to bring African leaders to the United States to hone their professional skills and make connections. Dimi Doroseka, director of the Mandela Fellowship at the UI, says, quote, "This showcases the strengths we have to offer the fellows, such as the strong background in agriculture, entrepreneurs, industrial technology, and healthcare," end quote.
You might be familiar with the Big Ten rooms at the Ira Memorial Union, but they are not Big Ten rooms anymore because the IMU changed the theme of these rooms. DITV reporter Jinya Kim visited the IMU and found out the reason.
You will no longer see Michigan Room, Wisconsin Room, or Illinois Theater on third floor in IMU. Instead, you can see Hockey Room, Iowa First Room, or Old Capitol Room. I met Assistant Director of IMU Outreach Programs and Services, Eric Rousseau, to find out the background of this change.
So as the Big Ten Conference continued to expand, we were running out of rooms to name after the schools in the Big Ten.
At the same time, it was a good transition opportunity for them to celebrate heritage and history of University of Iowa. Since Big Ten Conference is one of remarkable story of University of Iowa, you can still see Big Ten logos in Theater Room, which was renamed as Big Ten Theater.
It was important, I think, for us to still recognize that the University of Iowa is part of the Big Ten Conference, and that's part of our story.
Like Eric said, IMU's third floor is telling us more stories about University of Iowa itself. Reporting from IMU, Junior Kim, DITV News.
Well, Ethan, I've really been enjoying the Olympics, watching the Olympics this year, but I love watching Hawkeye sports way more.
Oh yeah, and we have Ashlyn in the sports studio to tell us more about what's going on in Hawkeye sports.
Yeah.
Ashlyn?
Thanks, guys. Yeah, it's been fun watching the Olympics, especially watching Lindsey Vonn get her bronze medal last night. But a little more local sports, one Iowa men's tennis player is stepping up and taking on a new role for the Hawkeyes. With more on the story is DITV's Shelby Reeves.
Jonas Larsson has taken on a mentor role during his junior season.
I think it's amazing that we have 3 freshmen that just steps up and win so many matches for us. I think that's awesome. The guys are coming in with a fire that's really hard to come in with as a freshman. Taking on the challenge has been amazing, so that energy they bring to the team is definitely something I can learn from. I've been excited the whole year after we finished last season to just get started again. I feel like it's awesome traveling and winning matches again with the guys, and I think we have a really good group.
Head coach Ross Wilson has been pleased with Larsson and doubles partner Kareem Alof. This past weekend, they defeated Denver 6-1.
I think Jonas' forehand is obviously a strength. He tries to hit that from all over the court and really dictate play. He's got a good volley as well, and he's really developed a big first serve. You know, he's going to come out with a lot of energy, and I think Kareem maybe a little quieter, but he does have some eruptions with energy as well, but they kind of play off each other. I think Jonas keeps Kareem in the match and keeps him focused with the positive energy, and then they just kind of go together as a team.
Jonas Larsson hopes to continue with this newfound leadership role as the season progresses. Reporting from the HTRC, this is Shelby Reeves, DITV Sports.
The Hawkeyes are on the road this weekend at Dartmouth and return home for a triple header the following weekend facing Cornell, Oregon, and Omaha. The Iowa women's gymnastics team had quite an interesting weekend at their home meet against Ball State. Reporter Nicole Tomasic has more.
This past weekend, one gymnast got severely injured during the meet. The teammates as a whole had to step up to have a successful turnout, which they did in the end. While the team having to face the loss of Rose Pierkowski during the meet due to an injury, junior Sydney Hogan stepped up to the plate, performing her best on the beam for not only herself, but for Rose and the team as well.
We have the saying where it's, I have your back, and in that moment especially I think we showed that we have each other's back, and I had to show that I had Rose's back throughout that. I'm glad I could do that because Rose has been amazing and performing amazing, and so I'm glad I could have her back that time. She has had our backs for a while now.
The team knows when situations like these occur, they need to have a backup plan in order for their team to accomplish their overall goal, which is executing their talent to, of course, the opposing team and also the fans.
So we got to say, all right, one down, but we put the next person up and we do our jobs just like we do every day.
With the Hawkeyes still leaving the event with a win, the team still needs to process what has happened to one of their teammates and plan strategically while moving forward.
We had an injury, so I'm trying to process what happened and I'm moving way ahead already, like what lineups have to change, what do I do to make her okay and comfortable, and so that's frustrating. It's just been one of those years we just can't catch a break.
There is no doubt that the Hawkeyes won't let this injury stop them from performing their best. Reporting from Carver Hawkeye Arena, this has been Nicole Tomasic with DITV Sports.
The Jimhawks return to action next week at Southern Utah. As spring training is starting up and with the NFL draft right around the corner, DITV's Mary Kate Harrion got to see where some of the former Iowa athletes trained during their offseason. And the best part of it all is that she also got put through what one of the professional training sessions would be like, except at a much slower pace. Take a look.
Hey guys, Mary Kate Harrion here. I am with Connor White, owner of Zoark Fitness. So we're gonna warm up first and talk a little bit about how he came up with it, and then he's gonna put me through a workout. I'm a little nervous, but we'll see how it goes. All right. You started off and you were working as a trainer at Iowa, so kind of talk about that experience. You were with Coach Doyle with the football team for a bit.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to volunteer for the football team there. I had the opportunity to also work with the Olympic Strength and Conditioning Department for a number of years as well. So with all the sports, basketball, baseball, volleyball, all the way through everything pretty much besides wrestling.
You've gotten so many Iowa athletes involved, former Iowa athletes. A lot of guys getting ready to go to spring training, and then George Kittle is trained here, Faith is trained here. Just talk about getting them involved and then how that has also gone with your brand as well.
Yeah, it's amazing getting those guys involved and the support that they show to the brand. There's really nothing but support that they show, and it's kind of in a way like Hawkeyes helping Hawkeyes, right? Because I graduated from the university and I've always been a big Hawkeye fan. Yeah. And being able to kind of help out with them as well is kind of just like, there's no words that I can use to express like my gratitude towards them, just showing their support for the brand.
So right now, he's gonna put me through a workout. We'll see if I make it to the end. All right, you ready?
All right, let's
awesome.
do it.
Amazing. Check him out. I made it through, means anyone can.
We apologize for technical difficulties. That's all I have for you today in the sports studio. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, everyone, that's a wrap on this episode of DITV. I'm Ethan Gutstein.
And I'm Lauren Varell. Have a great day, Iowa City.